Welcome back, everyone. This is part 1 of the level 5 bomber of my new Unsolved Mysteries Iceberg series, where we will cover almost everything from alien civilizations to government mysteries. So, without further ado, I hope you enjoy this series, and of course, thank you for watching. 4chan crystals. The 4chan crystals mystery refers to a strange online phenomenon that emerged from the infamous website 4chan. In 2013, a series of posts appeared on the site's paranormal board, Jax, from anonymous users who claimed to have come into possession of mysterious crystals. These crystals, they said, had strange, almost supernatural properties, causing hallucinations, mood changes, or even giving people glimpses into alternate realities. The posts quickly went viral within the community, sparking a wave of curiosity, speculation, and conspiracy theories. The supposed origins of these crystals were never made entirely clear, but some users claimed they came from deep underground or were passed down by shadowy organizations. Other posters offered detailed accounts of experiments they conducted with the crystals, describing bizarre experiences like time distortion or physical changes to their surroundings. The vague and cryptic nature of these posts only fueled interest as people debated whether the crystals were part of some elaborate hoax or if there was something more to the story. What made the 4chan crystals particularly fascinating was how quickly the mystery spread, leading people both on and off the site to seek out more information. Some users posted instructions on how to find or grow similar crystals, while others shared warnings claiming that the crystals were dangerous or connected to sinister forces. Despite the growing intrigue, no concrete evidence ever emerged to confirm the legitimacy of the claims. As time passed, the 4chan crystals mystery faded from the spotlight, but it remains a strange and memorable piece of internet lore. The entire phenomenon is often seen as an example of how online communities like 4chan can create and spread complex myths, blurring the lines between reality and fiction. Arizona Ghost Radio. The Arizona Ghost Radio refers to a mysterious and unsettling phenomenon that has intrigued and baffled listeners and paranormal enthusiasts. It involves an unidentified radio station that has allegedly broadcast eerie, static-filled transmissions across the desert areas of Arizona, often during late-night hours. Some claim the station transmits cryptic Morse code, strange noises, or haunting voices that speak in unknown languages or gibberish. The origins of the Arizona Ghost Radio are unknown, and no official source has ever claimed responsibility for these transmissions. Many believe the station is part of an elaborate hoax or an experimental broadcast, while others think it might be connected to government operations, such as secret military communications or Cold War-era spy signals. Still, others believe it may have a supernatural explanation, suggesting that the station could be transmitting from another dimension, or even communicating with spirits. The legend of the Arizona Ghost Radio gained popularity on internet forums, with users sharing stories of picking up the strange signals on their car radios while driving through desolate stretches of the state. Reports of the station are sporadic, with some claiming it only broadcasts on certain nights or in specific locations. Despite various attempts by amateur radio operators and paranormal investigators to trace the source, the mystery remains unsolved. While skeptics dismiss the Arizona Ghost Radio as mere urban legend or technical interference, its enduring presence in the realm of paranormal lore continues to captivate those fascinated by the unexplained. Whether it's a forgotten broadcast from a bygone era, an elaborate prank, or something more otherworldly, the Arizona Ghost Radio remains a haunting mystery of the desert. The Shrek defecator. The Shrek defecator is a bizarre and infamous event that took place in 2001 at a movie theater during a screening of Shrek. The incident involved a still unknown individual who defecated in the aisle of the theatre, disrupting the movie and leaving a lasting, grossly memorable mark on the patrons that day. This odd act of vandalism, gained attention not only for the unexpected nature of the event, but also due to the randomness of its timing, happening during a family-friendly film that would go on to become a beloved cultural icon. Despite the public setting and the numerous attendees present, the culprit was never caught or identified, adding an air of mystery to the oddball crime. Although it may seem like an isolated and ridiculous incident, it became a strange and humorous part of the internet's early meme culture, with people online referring to it in forums and creating urban legends surrounding the Shrek defecator. It has since been remembered as one of the stranger happenings in pop culture history, more notable for its absurdity than anything else. It's a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected events can end up cementing themselves in cultural lore, even if for all the wrong reasons. The Bodom Lake 3. The Lake Bodom murders remain one of Finland's most notorious unsolved mysteries. In the early hours of June 5th, 1960, 3 teenagers were brutally murdered while camping near Lake Bodom, just outside Helsinki. The victims, Merit Björklund, Anja Maki, and Seppo Boisman, were attacked in their sleep, leaving the crime scene with little evidence for investigators to follow. Only one of the group, Niels Gustafsson, survived the attack, though he sustained severe injuries. The brutal nature of the killings and the complete lack of a clear motive puzzled authorities and terrified the public. The 3 victims were stabbed and bludgeoned, while their campsite was left in disarray. Gustafsson, the sole survivor, claimed to have no memory of the attack, complicating matters further for investigators. In the decades following the murders, several suspects were investigated, including a local man who was seen leaving the area and a German man with a violent history. However, no substantial evidence tied anyone to the killings, and the case went cold for many years. In 2004, new forensic techniques led to the arrest of Niels Gustafsson, the only survivor of the attack. Prosecutors claimed that Gustafsson had become enraged after being rejected by one of the girls, leading to the murders. However, after a high-profile trial, he was acquitted in 2005 due to a lack of conclusive evidence. The mystery of the Lake Bodom murders remains unsolved, leaving behind a haunting legacy. Despite modern advancements in forensic science and numerous investigations over the years, the true identity of the killer remains unknown, and the events of that night continue to be a subject of speculation and intrigue in Finland. Veracruz Cats. The Veracruz Cats refers to a disturbing incident in Veracruz, Mexico, where the remains of mutilated cats were found in a residential area, sparking outrage among local residents and animal rights activists. The case became widely known in 2021 when multiple cats were discovered dead, many showing signs of torture. The cruel treatment of these animals led to widespread public outcry and demands for a thorough investigation. Residents in the area reported hearing unusual noises at night and began to notice the sudden disappearance of neighborhood cats. Eventually, the bodies of these cats started to surface, many of them severely mutilated. The unsettling nature of these findings led to increased fear and frustration within the community. Animal rights organizations quickly became involved, urging local authorities to take action and find the perpetrator. The authorities launched an investigation into the case, though progress was slow and finding the individuals responsible proved to be a challenge. The lack of solid leads and the difficulty in obtaining forensic evidence in animal cruelty cases added to the frustration of those following the case. As the investigation continued, it raised broader questions about animal welfare laws in Mexico, with activists calling for stronger protections for animals and harsher penalties for those who commit such violent acts. The Veracruz Cats case highlighted the need for better enforcement of these laws and drew attention to the cruelty that can sometimes go unpunished in society. Though the case shocked the local community and sparked wider discussions about animal rights, the identity of the individual or individuals responsible for the mutilations remains unknown. The tragedy of the Veracruz Cats serves as a grim reminder of the cruelty that some animals face and the need for ongoing vigilance and advocacy in protecting animal welfare. Garry Newman Stalker. The Garry Newman Stalker refers to a bizarre and unsettling situation involving Garry Newman, the creator of the popular video game Garry's Mod. In the mid-2000s, after the game gained widespread popularity, Newman began receiving attention from a mysterious stalker who harassed him online for years. The stalker sent threatening messages, made disturbing posts on forums, and even attempted to track down personal information about Newman, leading to a highly tense situation. Newman, who was known for his witty and humorous online presence, initially brushed off the stalker's actions as the typical trolling that many developers face. However, as the harassment escalated, it became clear that the individual had an unhealthy obsession. The stalker's actions went beyond trolling, with attempts to gain access to Newman's personal life and harass his family, creating real-world fear and anxiety. Despite the stalker's relentless efforts, Newman never allowed the situation to affect his work, continuing to develop games and engage with his fans. Eventually, with the help of online communities and legal authorities, the stalker's identity was reportedly discovered, though many details remained private to protect Newman's safety and that of his family. The incident highlighted the dark side of internet fame, where creators often face intense and sometimes dangerous interactions with obsessive fans. For Newman, the Garry Newman Stalker was a grim reminder of the vulnerabilities that come with public visibility in the digital age. While he continued to thrive in his career, the ordeal raised awareness of online harassment issues that many developers and public figures face. Upstairs Lounge Fire. The Upstairs Lounge Fire was a devastating tragedy that occurred on June 24, 1973, in New Orleans, Louisiana. The fire took place at the Upstairs Lounge, a popular gay bar in the French Quarter, and resulted in the deaths of 32 people, making it the deadliest known attack on an LGBTQ+ venue in US history at the time. On that fateful Sunday evening, the bar was packed with patrons attending a regular meeting of the Metropolitan Community Church, a congregation that welcomed LGBTQ+ members. Around 8 p.m., a fire broke out after an unidentified person allegedly doused the staircase leading to the bar with lighter fluid and set it ablaze. The flames quickly engulfed the building, trapping many inside due to the lack of proper exits. The fire spread rapidly, with patrons desperately trying to escape through windows and other limited exits, while thick smoke and intense heat made survival almost impossible. The aftermath of the fire was catastrophic. Firefighters arrived quickly, but by the time the flames were extinguished, 32 people had perished, and many others were seriously injured. The tragedy shocked the local community and the nation, but the response was muted due to the homophobia that was prevalent at the time. Many families refused to claim the bodies of the victims out of shame, and news coverage largely downplayed the significance of the event. Despite extensive investigations, the true cause of the fire remains unsolved, and no one was ever charged in connection with the blaze. Several theories have been proposed, including the possibility of a hate crime, but the lack of evidence has left the case open to speculation. In the years since, the Upstairs Lounge fire has gained recognition as a key moment in LGBTQ+ history, shedding light on the discrimination faced by the community, even in the wake of such a horrific tragedy. In 2013, a memorial plaque was installed to honor the victims, and the fire is now remembered as a turning point in the fight for LGBTQ+ rights and recognition.